So the context really matters. It seems like, when those of us, I shared with you as we were preparing to do this that I wanted to talk about fear and risk and how our perception of fear is so relative, and it's so important how it plays a role in our success or lack thereof. My son is turning 15 tomorrow. In fact, he keeps reminding us he's going to have his driving license by the end of the year. And we've got, these 6-lane highways. You're in California, you have the same thing. I ski when I go skiing out in the Rockies. I ski double black diamond slopes. Not every slope, but we hit some hard stuff. And all of us get on these airplanes and fly at 30,000 feet.
Or across the street in front of a bus.
Right? We live in a world of firearms without getting into that polarizing discussion, but we live on the razor's edge of life, I would say, Dierdre. And yet some people, I think, look at Alex and say, wow, he's playing Russian roulette. Like, can't you just find, you could learn, or even you, Dierdre, you could have, you're a musician, you could have aspired to be, some sort of diva or something, that wouldn't have risked your life. Are these socially acceptable risks different from what Alex does?
Yes and no. In many ways, rock climbing is far safer than a lot of the things you mentioned. Far safer. It depends on how you do it and how careful you are and whether you use protection. Free solo climbing, climbing with no protection, no rope, is definitely more consequential. Okay, we're not going to call it riskier. Risk and consequence are two very different things. But free soloing is far more consequential, yes. Whether it's riskier depends on the climber and the conditions and all that stuff. Like what Alex did on El Cap. If I tried it, yes, it would definitely be 100% risky. I would fall and die. 10 years of practice on his part, and it's not risky. Maybe 5%, whatever. But yeah, a lot of people are not encouraged to push their limits in today's society. They are definitely not encouraged to do that. But that's the only way you can learn where your limits are. I mean, most people walk around and never know where their limits lie. Physical limits, mental limits, emotional limits, they don't know because they've never been tested. Pushed to the limit, and beyond. And that's the only way to find out where your limits are, is to go out and push them. I have, like you said, I could have been a musician and said, I was. I conducted an orchestra for 4 years, and I ran an orchestra, and I performed all over the Sacramento region in a lot of different things. And yes, it's wonderful. I love it. It does not answer the same things in me and my soul as rock climbing does. It does not drive me in the same way. Does not prove the same things to me, at all. So yeah, the answer to all those questions is yes.